Hello everybody, and as I had said, this is our next video and we are taking a look at Paladin Danse and who Paladin Danse really is. Now, as we're all aware, Danse is a synth. The area that's up for debate isn't whether he's a synth or not, it's who was he as a synth. Was he an infiltration unit, or was he someone that actually escaped from the Institute and basically went through a memory wipe? Now, I am leaning towards he escaped from the Institute and went through a memory wipe. Now, I know there's a few people have pointed out before, oh well no, it's this and this means obviously blah blah blah. Okay, my reasoning for going with this is basically Far Harbor. Whenever you do Far Harbor, you actually get to meet someone who has gone through a memory wipe and suffers severe migraine headaches and cannot sleep and feel permanently sick and exhausted. If you take a look at Helen's computer and Kate's computer, you will see both of them mention that Danse has been to see them and talked to them both about the severe headaches he has been going through and the insomnia he is suffering with and the fact that he cannot sleep. Okay, some people have said that before Far Harbor came out, there was people saying, oh well, that this you know, this is him fighting the control of the Institute and everything else. And I had always said that no, I didn't believe he was an Institute plant. I really didn't. I never did believe he was an Institute plant. I believe what it actually shows us is that Paladin Danse went through a memory wipe and the memory wipe went wrong. And this is where these pains in his headache come from. If you technically think about it, you're going back roughly about 30 years. Okay, Danse joined up with the Brotherhood when the Brotherhood first rolled in to the capital wasteland and into Rivet City. As he tells you, Rivet City was one of the safest places to be at that point in time, which makes perfect sense that that would be where I would expect to have found him, especially because of Harkness. As anyone who's played Fallout 3 is aware, head of security, Chief Harkness, is a synth, and the person that's there to collect him is Zimmer. And this is where Madison Lee first encounters the Institute. So, and to me, it would make sense. The doctor that actually carried out the memory wipe on Harkness was actually based in the broken part of the ship. His name was Pinkerton. He carried out facial reconstruction and he carried out a memory wipe on him. Now, you know, a lot of people are like, well, you know, that would only make it about 10 years ago, maybe, you know, 12 years ago, if that, blah, blah, blah. No, it doesn't. It means it took the Institute until then to work out where Harkness was. Okay, that's all it tells me. Okay, you remember, Harkness was a courser. Harkness hunted down other synths. Harkness knows how to cover his tracks. He was not stupid in any way, shape or form. Zimmer wanted him because I believe the third gens have been about for a while, as we are aware, and they keep talking about the rollout on the third gens and all the rest of it. The third gens have been about for a while. I would say they could be about for about 30 years or so. I would say that Harkness was a step above. I think there's something a little bit more special about these third gens that they're rolling out compared to the third gens that they had been rolling out back then. So they made a little bit of a glitch there. They really should have been calling them 4th gens, not 3rd gens, because the 3rd gens, as we are aware, Harkness was about at least 12 years ago or so. You know what I mean? So you can't really be calling Harkness, or you can't really be saying the 3rd gen rollout when there was 3rd gens running around, and there was actually a 3rd gen standing with Zimmer. Okay? And Danse is a 3rd gen. So if we go with basically the fact that Danse joined the Brotherhood very early on, which he would have, because he does remember Adams Air Force Base and everything else. I don't think he was abducted. I don't think he's a replacement. I do believe Danse is, and always was, a synth. I do believe he was given memories of childhood, instead of going down the line that it went down through before, where they basically gave poor Harkness a wife who had abandoned him. I believe, you know, that was like the worst one they could have done. But you know, I believe with Danse, they did it slightly. They did it slightly differently. I thought I'd already demolished that, you know. So that's my take on it. I do believe he is a 3rd gen. And I also believe he did go through a memory wipe, and I do believe the memory wipe went wrong. Now, my other little bit on it is yeah, got it, okay. Sorry. I also believe Danse was a courser. If you take the talking toaster, as I call him, or X, whatever his face is, because I really don't like the dude, so I'll be honest, I haven't even bothered to learn his name. He's just a talking toaster to me. If you take the talking toaster on as a companion, you will discover the talking toaster has a thing for you fixing power armor and getting in and out of power armor. Okay? Most synths seem to have a like for certain things, you know, building things, fixing things, all the rest of it. But the coursers seem to have a serious love for anything regarding power armor. Okay? So that leads me to thinking that quite possibly Danse may have been a courser. Danse is an amazing soldier. Danse is a natural. He really is a natural. And as much as the Brotherhood of Steel can train you, some people are naturally born soldiers and some people aren't. As we know, Danse wasn't born. I do believe Danse had military training from the Institute before he came to the Brotherhood of Steel, and that is why he is so good. In my eyes, that's what I personally believe and what I personally think. You can tell me I'm wrong if you think I'm wrong, but personally that's what I think. I think the big guy had military training, and that's why he's so good. Okay? And it would explain why he run. Because it seems to be, from what I've come to notice, an awful lot of coursers seem to have run away from the Institute. An awful lot of them. They just don't like the place. And they do seem to have been influenced quite a bit. As Deacon tells you, they did do an awful lot of work running into the Commonwealth before Maxon took over, because the Brotherhood really just didn't pay any attention to synths. which I'm sure the Brotherhood in the West would have shuddered at if they'd have found that out, that the Brotherhood wasn't paying any attention to these synthetic abominations, I'm sure, as they would have called them. I'm sure they would not have been too pleased about that in the slightest, actually. So, as I say, you know, personally, my sort of thoughts, my takes are, he was a courser. I believe he did go through a mind wipe. I do not believe he is a plant. The information on Quinlan's computer, I don't think is supposed to still be there. I think someone forgot. I could be wrong, but Arthur actually tells you that it's because of the DNA. What they actually did was they went through all the DNA and ran these DNA samples against their own soldiers to check and see if they had any synths within their ranks. And they discovered that Danse's DNA was a perfect match for a synth called M797. So you know that's the way I'm seeing it. Arthur would have mentioned to you and would have said, yeah, oh yeah, by the way, there was a picture of him as well. There was no picture of him mentioned except for on Quinlan's computer, and I'm not Quinlan's biggest fan. If you read what Quinlan says about Maxon, I seriously think Quinlan needs his head tested. Personally, that's my point of view on Quinlan. I am not his biggest fan. Plus the fact he makes Ingram's life hell. Just for the sheer hell of he can do it. So let me know what you think. Do you agree? Do you think that, yeah, there is a possibility he has escaped and he basically has gone through a mind wipe that's gone wrong, which is what is causing his migraine headaches, the same as the girl in Far Harbor? Or do you think he is a plant? Do you think that there actually was a Danse before that was abducted? Tell me. Drop me a like, drop me a comment. If you enjoy the video, feel free to share it to your friends, or, you know, sub if you wish. If not, feel free to check out and come back anytime to the channel, because we are loading up new content every day. Some of it is on our Fallout walkthrough, which is random and me discovering places I didn't even know existed, and I've had this game longer than I can shake a stick at, and I still keep finding new stuff. And as for our random thoughts, we do sort of have a little random thoughts thing going at the moment. It will be updated regularly, at least once a week. There will be random thoughts going up on things. You know, so bookmark and come back and check out. And if you don't agree with what I've said, then sure, you can let me know that too. No problem whatsoever. But as for now, I am Sentinel, and I am heading off to load up my other build and throw up some of my walkthrough videos. So I shall say, laters peeps.